From a young age, Lucas was known as the brightest kid in class. Not just smart, gifted. While others struggled with equations, he solved them with ease, often finishing tests before most had read the instructions. Teachers praised him, classmates admired him, and his parents believed he was destined for greatness. But hidden behind all that talent was a silent trap. Lucas believed his intelligence alone would carry him through life. And slowly, that belief became his downfall. High school came with more freedom, more distractions, and one deadly addiction: wasting time. At first, it was just a few extra minutes on social media, a game or two before homework. But soon, minutes turned to hours, and homework turned to excuses. "I'll catch up tomorrow," he'd tell himself. But tomorrow never came. Grades started to fall, first in math, then science, then everything. His teachers were shocked. His mother cried when she saw his report card. His father, who had always been his biggest supporter, said nothing, and that silence cut deeper than any words. Lucas laughed it off with sarcasm, pretending it didn't matter. But late at night, alone in his room, he felt it. The emptiness, the shame, the slow realization that the boy who once had it all was now drowning in wasted potential. And then, one ordinary afternoon, something unexpected happened. Walking home from school with his head down, Lucas bumped into an elderly man selling second-hand books on the sidewalk. One book fell from the table and hit the ground. Instinctively, Lucas picked it up. The cover was old, torn, the title barely visible. The old man smiled and said, "That one changed my life, might change yours too, if you're ready to stop wasting your most valuable gift, time." Lucas chuckled awkwardly, not quite understanding. But something about the man's words stayed with him. He bought the book out of courtesy and walked off. That night, curiosity won. He opened the book. It was the story of a young prince named Elior who had everything: wealth, talent, respect, but treated time like it was infinite. He put off battles, skipped studies, avoided responsibilities, always believing he had more time. Until the day came when he lost everything because he wasn't ready. He'd wasted the one thing he could never get back. Lucas read the book in a single sitting. It felt like reading his own reflection. At the end, there was a handwritten note. "The difference between a genius and a wise man is how they use their time." The next day, Lucas went back to the sidewalk. The old man was gone. He never returned, but he had left something far more important than a book: a new mindset. That was the turning point. Lucas didn't transform overnight, but the change was real. He started waking up earlier, created a study schedule, deleted social media apps, replaced hours of games with focused time blocks. When he felt the urge to slack off, he remembered Prince Elior. When he wanted to quit, he read that handwritten note again. 3 months later, Lucas got his first perfect score in physics. He didn't throw a party. He just looked at the paper, exhaled, and smiled. Not because of the grade, but because he'd earned it. Success didn't come fast, but it came steadily. He regained his parents' trust, reconnected with friends, but most importantly, he regained belief in himself. He wasn't just smart, he was disciplined, and that made all the difference. In his final year of high school, Lucas was asked to speak to a group of younger students. Standing on stage, lights low, eyes watching, he started like this: "I spent almost 2 years thinking I had all the time in the world. But time doesn't wait. It doesn't pause. It slips, and if you're not paying attention, one day you wake up and it's gone." He paused, looked at a boy in the front row trying to hide his phone under his desk, and continued, "The difference between those who succeed and those who regret isn't talent. It's how they choose to use the next 24 hours. After the talk, one student caught up to him and said, "Hey man, that story feels like mine. You think there's still time to turn it around?" Lucas smiled. "There's always time, But the sooner you realize that, the less you'll lose. The moral of the story? Don't wait until everything falls apart to realize how valuable your time is. Time is the only thing you can't earn back. Be like Lucas, or like Prince Elia if you prefer. But most of all, be someone who wakes up before life forces you to. Because in the end, those who master their time master their future.